at 60 degrees. For the daytime hours in the IE area, sunshine highs in the middle
Hey,
60s.
Jesse?
And for the afternoon in the Coachella Valley,
Jesse?
sunshine high 72. Forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, for each and every one of you for spending time with us here on the morning show. We've got lots of things to talk about today. We have a lot of things going on right here, right now. Some breaking news. Some of you may have seen it. Some of you may be wondering. I know Jesse's over there doing some research on some of the things coming out. Jesse, what's going on?
Okay, so I saw this video, well, more like this. No, it was a video, then it came the story. So these cops in San Francisco, I believe, pulled over a car for not having their headlights on. Okay,
Okay.
normal traffic stop. It happens. I do it. I don't know about you, but it happens. So someone's recording this little altercation, by the way. So the police get out of their car. They go up to the front and look in, and do you know what they see?
No.
They see no one driving the car because it's a driverless car.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yes, yes. So it was a driverless car. So the officer's like, "There's nobody in it." And so as he goes back to his car, the driverless car takes off, and he's like, "Wait, what?" And then it proceeds to like stop and park in a. I guess it's supposed to park in a safer, more lit position. But yeah, no. So it's actually pretty funny. I was just like, I didn't even know these were a thing.
Got it.
I don't
Well,
know.
you know what? Here's the thing, and I feel this is needing to be said. It's hilarious. Have you seen those videos where they like do the drive up and then they kind of like he hides in the actual seat because he's actually driving, right? And there's been videos like that, and then he kind of drives up, and people get scared. Like they're like, "Okay, here's your order," and then they see nothing. They're like, "Ah!" Right? It's hilarious. So I think it's kind of weird that happened, but poor guy and or girl, whoever is doing it at the end of the day, are they aware of who did it or?
Yeah, yeah. It says multiple officers then approached to inspect the car. Cruise, the company that operates the car and is majority owned by General Motors, tweeted, "Our autonomous vehicles yielded to the police vehicles and pulled over to the nearest safe location. An officer contacted Cruise personnel and no citation was offered or issued." Yeah. So I I don't know. That's kind of cool. I wasn't even aware this was a thing that you could take driverless cars. So it's pretty much getting rid of the Uber drivers.
Yeah. So in essence, it wasn't one of those guys. It was a real driverless car. And what's the name of the company again?
It was called Cruise, Cruise.
All right, Cruise, huh? Well, you know what? At least they made headlines, I guess. Driverless cars, huh? All right. I'm not sure we're there yet. I feel. I mean, okay. Everybody knows. I have to do a plug. Hispanic Motor Press. I happen to be a judge on vehicles, right? And we get vehicles every now and then try in or to try. And honestly, some of the vehicles that we've tried are how do I say problematic. Okay, some of them kind of, yeah, I know you're thinking what. Some of these sensors are off, so I turn off like lane assist, all right, because I've had lane assist on, and then when I'm driving like at 30, 40, 50 miles per hour, it jumps to the right all of a sudden, and I'm like, there's a vehicle right there. So if I didn't have my hands, yeah, exactly, that's why phase two when it happens. If I don't have my hands on the vehicle driving steering wheel, it was kind of going slam into another vehicle if I don't maintain control. So I've turned that feature off. Okay, so I don't know what's wrong with the sensors, or if they need like firmware update, or what. Some of you may have new vehicles, you may kind of notice that. I would say make sure to turn that in. Talk to the dealer that you bought it from and say, hey, it's been doing this because there's got to be a sensor off, or at least be aware of it so it doesn't happen at top speed, right? You don't want it to all of a sudden jut you to the right or jut you to the left, which I've had both things happen. I go, all right. So I tell the manufacturer through our provider that gives us a vehicle to drive once a week, hey, this is happening in this vehicle. Okay, it's happening in some very well-known vehicles, by the way, and new vehicles. So I'm like, okay, what's going on there? So I hope they take care of that. But I guess the point is this: I'm not really ready just yet to accept this. As cool as they look, Jesse, as cool as they look, I'm just not ready to accept it yet. But I don't know if I'm wrong in that way.
Yeah, no, like I'm willing to accept the safety of the autonomous vehicle
Yeah.
if there's just autonomous vehicles on the road. But the fact there are crazy people on the road, I'm not willing to take that risk. You know what I'm saying?
At least you say it right? It's like,
What?
yeah, look, and I'm looking at this video. The vehicle looks pretty neat. It's obvious because it's all like labeled on the outside what it is. Let's see. But evidently the officers were a little like, huh, when they did stop it. So I guess the question is, why did they stop it?
Oh, because the headlights were off in the front.
See, there you go. Okay, okay. And I guess they don't prepare for that. So I guess that's one of those things that at least now they're prepared for, right?
Right? You would think it would have automatic sensors to turn the headlights on, but
Or you wouldn't let it go driving without lights on, right? Like, so that's the normal thing, right? Okay, I'm gonna try to show it. Hopefully it doesn't slow my system much. Our friends at ABC, evidently people captured it on camera, and evidently, I guess my question is, well, it did pull over safely. It put on its little hazards lights. Oh, I feel like somebody was watching it and then they wanted it to get pulled over like a PR stunt, which actually makes sense, man. I think that's what happened. Because they were recording it the whole time, Jesse.
Right? It felt like PR. Like, how are they recording? Unless the people and the officer didn't. So that's what I could see. But I don't. It was funny, though. I mean, I would be, if I was an officer, like, what?
Yeah, I think they did that on
That's all
purpose.
I'd say.
But you know what? Look, kudos to the company for having a pretty neat vehicle. It is called Cruise. It's in San Francisco. Evidently, it took off driving for several feet through an intersection and down the street before coming to a stop. But they commented on Twitter saying the vehicle yielded to the nearest safe location for a traffic stop. The company said it works closely with San Francisco Police Department on how to interact with these autonomous vehicles. According to a Twitter reply, a traffic citation was not issued to the company. What? If that was us, I'm pretty sure they would have done it, Jesse. I feel slighted by this.
I don't know. It's just their headlights weren't turned off. It was misunderstanding, but experimental stuff. So I'm willing to accept it. But
not me. They would have given me a ticket. I guarantee it. Yeah. If you've gotten a ticket anytime recently, like, you know what? Seriously, it's a driverless car. The company could afford it, man. Right?
Right. I don't want to. I've never gotten a ticket before, so I don't want to say. I didn't want to say that, but yeah, I've never gotten a ticket before.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, you bet your eyes, and I'm sure the guy's like, it's all right. Don't worry. See, Stephanie Reed says hello. Camille tuning in. We appreciate you, Camille. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see, Viviana as well says good, bright, sunny, cheerful day. It's windy, by the way. I don't know if you saw the winds. The winds have kind of picked up here. I don't know if we're going to get Santa Ana winds in April. I don't know what's going on with the weather. One day it was like really warm in the 90s, right? And then all of a sudden it got like super cold, and that was like this morning. And I'm like, ooh, really? It feels like winter's coming again. But it feels like fall weather, not going to lie.
Okay, I thought it was just me. Yeah, it was like 100 degrees 2 days ago, and then it gets windy, and then it's cold. Apparently it rained last night. And I'm just like, someone's flipping with the weather. Just like little switch, flick, 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 flick.
I feel that, seriously. I feel like whatever you're doing, stop and just let it roll. You know what? It's funny. The other day, my mom, she does research, and I appreciate that she does research because I just can't research it all on myself. And she actually determined that it was a thing that I guess we've had about 300 and some, I think 314, 313 tornadoes in just this year alone already. Now, if you think about that, and we've seen some reports about tornadoes, right? January, February, March. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of was like, all right, tornadoes. You know what we do, kind of like with the earthquakes, right? Of course, they create a lot of damage. But then I did the math, and I did math really quick. I go, hold up. Now, tornadoes usually are a common occurrence in what month, Jesse?
I don't live in Tornado Alley. Don't know. I'm guessing September.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, August, September, October, right? Yeah, in the majority of places, actually. So, people that live in those areas usually know the warm weather along with some other stuff, right? So, sometimes you get a category 3, category 4, category 5, 6, 7, and 8, although they don't categorize them above 5, but they've had some mega twisters, we'll call them, right? And unfortunately, those have actually been really bad as of late. So we're actually ahead for a record season. Now, I did the math on some of the numbers, and any given year, the average is about 900 to 1,000 on average. We've had some peak years, like 1,700, and that was during some like hurricane season as well, or El Nino season that we'd have. And that's just here in the States. That's not talking about around the world, right? So the question is, what's going to happen for the people there, right? Going with the next part of the season of the rest of this year. Is it getting worse? Is it going to get better? Is it going to level off at some point? It seems like everything that could go wrong after 2021 is going wrong, right? We've had more volcanoes in as of the last year, right? It topped up, I think, at 52. Right now, we're hovering at 43, I believe. So at least that kind of leveled down, but some, I think, activated in the last couple of days. And now tornadoes are at an all-time high at this time of year. So what's going on with our climate, right? And is there a shift? Yes, we've talked about the shift before, but I just wonder what's going on coming forward. You know what I mean? At least we don't have twisters like that here, right, in LA. But I will say, back to the movie I've talked about. If you watch the movie Day After Tomorrow, at least the first half of it, the science is there. That's what we're going through right now. All right, it's a climate shift. I don't say the other because it doesn't make any sense anymore. It's not that things are warming up, it's that they're actually cooling down, right, in a weird way. So there's a lot of things that people are starting to watch, and they're starting to make reports, and then they're like, oh, glaciers are melting at but then you have volcano ash, you have that, and now you have cold weather. There's a huge storm coming in the U.S., and there's a lot of stuff there. So, again, a lot of questions about that, a lot of answers in the next coming months, but right now everybody's focused on several things. One of which is, of course, war. One of which is coronavirus. Oh, and by the way, did you know, Jesse, bringing back the mandate of masks again? So we're back to that. Remember we talked about it? We said that it would happen at some point in certain areas.
In LA County or everywhere in California?
They're contemplating it here, actually. I just saw a report recently on that. But again, I kind of feel like it's a redo of 2020, right? Like in 2020, we had the same problem. Everyone was like, yay, no more masks. And all of a sudden, like 3 weeks later, boom, masks, right? Well, Philadelphia is among the first to actually reinstate indoor mask. But here's the thing, all right, people, before you get upset about the back and forthness of it all, just say why they're doing it, okay? Get rid of all the conspiracy theories in your head or the uncomfortableness of all of that. Just like if you have to go to a trip, you have to go through the line of TSA, right? And TSA has to make sure that you're not carrying anything, right? And although it's a pain in the butt, slows everybody down, you gotta take off your shoes, you gotta do certain things, and if somebody looks at you different or they go, you're highly suspicious, and they pull you over, right, to the side, and they say, hey, we want you to strip down, right? Are you gonna have to? Well, yeah, the majority are gonna have to, right? It's the ones that don't get really bad. You go, okay, what are you holding on to, right? So my point is this. Okay, I've never got stripped down, by the way, thank God. But my point is this, right? Not sure I'd be happy with that, not gonna lie. But my point is this: it is a necessary inconvenience, right? You do not want to get on a plane with a passenger who's going to pull a knife on you, right?
Yeah, let's not have that happen. Yeah. You can't even get nothing metal over against those those TSA people. They literally took apart my bag just to open because I was carrying one time I was traveling, and I had like a bunch of magic cards with me.
Yeah.
They literally opened my bag, took out the boxes, and they're like, "What are these?" cards? What are they for? It's a game? And I'm just like, oh my god, these people are idiots. Yeah. And I'm just like, careful with those. Those are worth more than your life. No, I didn't say that, but it would have been funny. But some of them have no respect when they're putting their stuff back in the bag and stuff. So I don't know.
Well, again, you're right 100%, Jesse. And again, people know what that means because we know what kind of safety protocols are there, so we don't have a 9/11 situation again, right? And other things, right? It got worse after 9/11. We remember that, right? When that happened. But my point is this: now it's a matter of, well, the virus. That's the problem right now. So the numbers are up, right, Jesse? And unfortunately, the numbers are up in areas so that ones are like going, maybe we need to do that again. Now, mandates. Am I against them or for them? The answer is I don't think they work long term. All right. I think safety works long term, but I think this whole have to, must, do not, do somewhat, do a little, do a lot is kind of all over the place. All right. When you mandate, people feel like I'm being controlled. So I say, fine, you want to die, die. I don't really care. I'm going to live. So at least give people perspective of saying, if you want to live, we recommend this. If you don't, all right, we get it, but we would recommend that the majority do because the numbers are getting out of hand. That's what's happening in Philadelphia. We'll talk about that next year on the morning show with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Mattress Brothers Overstock Mattress Sale. Just $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. $3.99. Check out Mattress Brothers $3.99 Overstock Sale. Mattress Brothers at 120 West Redlands Boulevard in Redlands. The $3.99 Overstock Sale is on now. $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. Mattress Brothers also has locations in Hemet, Riverside, and Palm Desert. The $3.99 queen pillow top sale on now.
Don't let insurance companies make decisions for you. Go to Pass Auto Center in Banning, your one-stop repair facility with full collision repair, auto maintenance, service, and an authorized smog center. You'll also find a full-service used car lot to fit every budget with the right vehicle for you. Trade-ins are accepted and they pay cash for your car. Pass Auto Center at 2609 West Ramsey in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway between Sunset and 22nd. Call 951-849-7878.
Here's to your health with Joshua Lane. Ideas you can use to be healthy and stay healthy. The current thinking about beauty, fitness, and longevity. Every Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Wellness talk you can use. Here's to your health with Joshua Lane on KMET, naturally.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the Tax Relief Hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control, and in many cases get the breathing room you need. Garnished wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you. Big shout out to Rosalie Huerta, who's tuning in there. Stella Faith also as well. We appreciate you all. Thank you. And she says, happy Tuesday with the little smiley emoji. Yeah, a lot of things going on. All right. So I say this. Again, whether you want a mask or whether you don't want a mask, I just say have a safety thing in your head, which is I do not want to have a virus, especially with whatever's coming, right? Because it's all bad, all right? It's all bad. Boy, I don't even want to say that, but I have to say it. Because it's all bad. Okay, the virus has mutated. It's become worse. and people are not reporting the way they should. Now, Philadelphia is among the first to do this, but when Philadelphia does things, usually people listen. All right, now I said this as of yesterday because there was a report saying it almost seems like the U.S. just doesn't care anymore. Whereas the rest of the world, when you do world news, which we do a lot of world news, I don't know about you, Jesse, I know I do a lot of world news, and I see where the world is at. I said, hey, it's in China really bad. They put Shanghai in lockdown, 100%. And that's a lot of people to put on lockdown. Then Europe, right? And Europe's suffering right now. Europe has a situation happening right now as well. And I said it would eventually make its way here, right? Well, it's here, all right? Philadelphia did some of the numbers in their area, and what they saw was not something they want to deal with, but of course, they're dealing with it. Health Commissioner Dr. Cheryl Bedigal said mask precautions began as of yesterday, but in order to provide a one-week education period for businesses, masks will be required in all indoor public spaces as of Monday, April 18th. They said this, noting about 750 residents died with the outbreak, all right? Now, that's in Philadelphia, okay? Now, one death, I don't know if you guys remember this. It was kind of a big thing when the Trump administration was kind of active and well, was like, even one death is problematic, right? I think we've crossed the 1 million threshold, okay? That's a lot of people to be dead over one virus. Now, granted, it's different versions of the virus or different, what do we call them? Mutations of the virus or different, what would you call them, Jesse?
Are you talking about the variants?
Yeah. But other than variants, I feel like variant kind of like dumbs it down. Like, it's a variant, big deal.
Variant, mutations, I have no idea. Those are the only words I know.
All right. Whatever words come to your head other than like variant, because I feel like people aren't taking it seriously. They're like, yeah, I already got the shot. I'm already well. Big deal. So I'll call it a mutation. The new mutations, okay? Whatever you want to call it. I even feel like saying coronavirus isn't really what you need to hear right now. You just need to hear the virus that's going to kill you right now. Wear a face mask, right? To help at least reduce the risk of spreading it, right? Now, let's put it this way, okay? Let's say you have a cold, Jesse, and I don't want to get it. And I say, hey, do you mind wearing your face mask so I don't get, sick? Now, should you wear it or should I wear it?
Both.
I should wear it because that's my responsibility, right? Just because you're sick, what I would hope is that you say, hey, by the way, I'm sick. Now, that's a cold, right? A lot of people go, oh, you have a cold, big deal. I'm not going to look stupid in front of you, right? I'm not going to be some call it germaphobe. I think Joel Prevost of Prevost Partners last week said, I'm not a germaphobe, but I actually appreciate not getting a cold with a face mask on. I haven't had a cold in like a couple of years. And I said, that's a good way of looking at it, right? So I get that, right? And I go, okay, that's smart. I get that. I understand that. Now, it's not like you're going to die from a cold majority of the time, right? You're going to be fine. Last time you had a cold, I think the one that comes to my head is runny nose, sleepless nights, sneezy, take Dimetapp, right? Or NyQuil, I think is the one that you're supposed to take. But my point is this. You kind of feel like, all right, fine, I'll be fine, right? And that's the point. You'll be fine from a cold. But amplify that with, oh, by the way, you might be in the hospital for at least 3 weeks. And, oh, by the way, you may get out, but you're going to have a huge bill at the end of the day. It'll probably be at minimum $30,000. What are you going to do with that, Jesse?
I have no idea. But you know what? I did think of a way to get people, or well, mostly men, to put on those face masks. Just say it lowers your sex drive. And then they'll strap that mask on faster than.
Hold up. You got a story with that. I almost guarantee it. Hold on. We're going to get to that. Because why would you want to lower your sex drive?
No, just for them, just to play with. I'm just saying, just how fast people would, like, change their mind. It's like, oh, I'm just going to be coughing a bit? Okay, whatever. Oh, wait, it lowers my sex drive? Oh, no, I'm going to strap it on.
Why would you want to lower your sex drive and put it on? That's the anti. Nobody wants a lower sex drive. Trust me, the women are like, can you not say that around my guy? I want him to have a higher sex drive.
I know, but I'm saying is those people that are trying to get you to wear a face mask, this is something that they would say. You get it? Like, how do you get people to wear a face mask? Make it worse than what it is. No, you don't get it?
That's not how you get people to wear face masks. You say it will increase your sex drive, wear it. And I say actually it can increase your sex drive because if you think about it, huh?
Yeah, because you won't be getting sick.
There you go. You got it. There you go. You'd be saying it increases your sex drive because guess what? You can actually date, right? Because it's the ones getting sick. And trust me, I know, because there's been a couple of people that kind of like say, oh, I have coronavirus, I can't be around you. I go, okay, good to know. Thank you for letting me know. Right? So it increases the ability to be intimate because you know you're both going to be alive and you're not going to be in the hospital, right? Okay, so let's go with that, all right? So, but my point is this. I guess, what people need to understand is it is worse than a cold, right? The virus is worse than a cold. And I just call it the virus now. I don't even call it coronavirus because people are kind of like, they're sick of hearing coronavirus, right? But if I told you, like, I don't know, no, that doesn't do it for you. 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 All right. Man, I cannot think of one. Okay. Everybody's, well, that doesn't really transmit through the body. I'm trying to think of one that kind of you go, oh, shoot, I need to wear a face mask for that, right? I can't think of it yet. But let's put it this way. Bubonic plague, fine. Okay, the bubonic plague, right, can be transmitted through the air. See your face now, you're like, okay. And at least wearing a face mask with people that have the bubonic plague will at least reduce your risk. But I would say this, it probably requires like one of those like air face mask things, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But my point is this, okay, maybe it's not as severe as the bubonic plague, thank God. But let's say it is like a third of that, right? Now, a face mask, and I have one here, right? I always have one, right? All right, this is a very quality one. This is like hospital kind. This is the kind that they were banning for people stocking up on. If you had like a box full of these in your area, they were like locking you up in March, April, May, and June of 2020. Do you remember that? And now, well, they're everywhere, right? Thank God. So I say get them while you can, right? And get a little UV light box so you can kind of reuse them again and again and again. Because they can be expensive. I get that. They've gone a lot lower in price, so like, less than $1 each. But wear it N95. Now, this is what they would wear in the hospital. And I'm not going to lie. These were actually given to me as a nice thing, a bunch of them, right? And you just put it on, and there you go. Now, do I recommend that you have a little regular cloth one? No. But let's say you're in the hospital with a bunch of sick people, right? And you're doing surgery. Would you, A, not wear one, B, wear one, or C, just be like, dude, I've got immunity. I am smart. Which would you choose, Jesse?
I'd want to wear a mask regardless whether in the hospital or not, because there are so many coughing people.
Yeah.
I even before the coronavirus, I would get nervous just walking into a hospital. I'm just like, oh my God. You come here when you're sick, people are coughing everywhere. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to touch anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're going to do some citations again, they say. I say it doesn't work. You get people upset. All I say is this. At least be aware that things are going back up at the wrong time. Last time they went up like this, they went up usually in November and December of 2020. That's when we went on full lockdown. We're going on lockdown anytime soon? No. The administration doesn't want it. Countries want it, actually. Businesses here do not want it because they say basically it hurts us financially. And I say yes. The answer is yes. There are places closing left, right, and center. There's a way to do it. Do it outside. But indoors is always a problem, especially for people that have immunocompromised health situations, right? If you have cancer and you're fighting certain things, you don't want to be somewhere where people are sick and hacking and coughing up a loogie. You don't want that around you because you have a problem in your body. Your immunity is down. You need your immunity up, right? You want that bubble. Remember Bubble Boy? Do you remember that movie? I remember it was good.
Yeah. Who doesn't remember Bubble Boy? Honestly, if I had one of those little bubbles, I'd rock that too.
I think you would. I think you would. Let's see. Casey Murdoch, or Ken Call Murdoch, says a cold can severely impact those with chronic health issues, though. Exactly, and that's my point. All right, so back to this information. They're going into levels, okay, in Philadelphia. The health department says the city will move to level 2, which are mask precautions under the response guidelines. It's reached when the city meets 2 of the following 3 criteria, and I feel they're going to need to do that here soon. Okay, so if they do it, don't do the whole street protesting thing. Just look. Here's what I do. All right, here's what I do. Just so you know. Okay, I wear it on the inside of places where there are a lot of people. Okay, sometimes I don't, especially when I eat. Right, we all know that. On the outside of places, when I walk on the street, I don't wear it. I don't. If I come across a lot of people and they're hacking and all that, well then yeah, I might put it on, obviously. Sometimes I don't, all right? So it's a feel situation for me, okay? A feel situation is better than no situation at all, right? Saying, no, I'm just going to do away with the mask, right? And then if anything, just get an N95. They're so much more secure. Those other little cloth ones, that does nothing. They go below your nose, and that's just show. Let's face it, right? That's just show. We're all thinking it. It's just show, okay? But I say this. This is the problem that we're having, especially here. In Philadelphia, the hospitalizations, it says, let's see, average new cases per day are less than 225, all right? Hospitalizations are less than 100. Cases have increased by more than 50% in the previous 10 days. So basically, everything's increased. All right. When they go to level, I think 3, because I think they were at level 1, so they went to level 2. Level 3 is probably next. Then level 4, and level 5, level 6, level 7, or level 8. I really don't know how many levels they have in Philadelphia, but those are the levels. Okay. So right now they're saying, look, we have to escalate it because the numbers are in and they're bad. All right. Now. People are on spring break right now. So, of course, people are traveling. People are having fun. People are having good, loving lives all the time because, you know, people are celebrating Easter. People are getting together. And what do we have every time we have a holiday, Jesse? Usually 3 weeks later.
Yeah, we usually have a mass outbreak, just how it always is, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It mutates again, right? Because it goes between animal to human to animal to human to animal. So how many different versions are we going to get again? Remember Lambda? Lambda kind of wasn't discussed. Well, let's put it this way. I talked to somebody very smart, and they said Lambda was one of the, you know, those combo strains that they're saying that it may be part of that as well, not just and Delta, by the way. Lambda, and we all know Lambda is a thing, even though it sounds oh so cute like a little lamb. You don't want Lambda because Lambda will kill you if you don't have the right immunity. All right, so that's the problem of all. And so I don't buy into the whole we're cured, yay mentality, or the people that say no, it's not a thing, yay. And I don't listen to the people that say, take your fast mask off, you look ridiculous. I say, I'd rather look ridiculous and be alive than dead and paying a bill that I have to be all right from. Because at the end of the day, you should be thinking about that. Anybody that's been in the hospital and gets out and is well usually has to go a minimum of 8 to 12 days. And that's a lot of money, especially if you don't have insurance. Or even if you do have insurance, right? They pay up to a certain amount. So that's when you really need insurance. Now, what about the unemployed people? What about the people that need healthcare? And then what about the people that don't even go to the hospital because they don't have the money to pay it? And then they get sick and they die in their own place, right? That's been happening. That happens every now and then. So that's what I say at the end of the day. Just put on an N95 or a KN95, same thing pretty much. Wear that, you'll be fine. Better than not. It's not 100% proof. If anything, I would say maybe in certain environments, let's say you were around 8 people that were sick, right? And you wore a face mask. It's probably good. I put it as low as 30% and maybe as high as maybe 40%. All right? But better than 0%. I'll put it at that for the naysayers, okay? Because a lot of you go, yeah, but it doesn't even like 100%. No, the only way to 100% is the bubble method, right? So if we come up with the bubble method, there you go. And then someone would be like, no, you're a hypochondriac. You know, better to be a hypochondriac than a dead one. So there you go. It's in the air, people. It's in the air. So just wear a face mask. You reduce the risk of transmission, and that is better than not. Plus, at least you're aware of things, and you are understanding things. Does that make sense? All right, so there you go. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Does shame, guilt, and martyrdom play a part in holding ourselves back from self-love, self-confidence, self-empowerment? Ambika Waters is back with over 3 million. She offers her 28th, Releasing Shame, Guilt, and Martyrdom. Her body of work includes training programs held in Europe and North America, where she connects her participants to the realms of angels, the importance of chakras, the healing power of color and sound. Ambika Waters, the journey that she has been on, the renowned teacher, artist, and healer, has brought a lifetime of experience to her newest book, Releasing Shame, Guilt, and Martyrdom. How to reframe the past, release your future, the guide to expanding our capacity goodness. And BikaWaters.com, Amazon.com. Love, love, love.
Hello, listeners. This is Christopher from. Hey, if you missed one of our shows here at KMET, don't worry about it. You can go to our webpage, and that's KMET1490am.com. Go to the homepage, click on the SoundCloud tab, and hear any show anytime you want.
Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems is the one for all your residential and commercial needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and get cool today.
If you're looking to buy diamonds or jewelry this holiday season, or really any time, you need to go to this website, countryclubjewels.com, owned by my good friend and golfer, Tony Magnemi. Countryclubjewels.com has a wide assortment of amazing diamonds, diamond studs, tennis bracelets, and jewelry of all types and in all price ranges. You can trust countryclubjewels.com to have incredible prices, or call them directly if you need something special. So visit countryclubjewels.com for all your diamond and jewelry purchases. That's countryclubjewels.com.
Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions is now Beaumont Pharmacy with a new location at the Sundance Corporate Center. That's at the corner of Highland Springs and 8th in Suite 110. Of course, they still have Pack Your Meds. No more counting out the pills, dropping them on the floor. Oh, what a mess. And they have a full selection of pharmaceutical CBD. Wheelchairs, over-the-counter meds, you name it, they've got it. So if you're looking for the best and you want the best pharmacy, you go to Beaumont Pharmacy at their new location, 835 North Highland Springs, Beaumont Avenue in Beaumont, California, Suite 110. Give them a call, 951-845-8252.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM, and of course on 98.1 FM, where you can get it also online. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course LinkedIn. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate that you tune in and that you share to your friends. Casey Murdoch says, that is me. They won't and refuse to help me because I am poor. Exactly. It is a problem, and we need to get ahead of it. All right. There's a lot of news out there, and there's some questions about what's going on in areas. And I will say this, the latest news is what you're going to be hearing a lot about, especially today. It's really big, and it's one of those things that you do not want to be in the middle of. It is people injured in the subway shootings of New York City. All right, there's a lot of things happening right now. Evidently, there's some news still breaking. If you were in New York City in the subway system, you would basically be probably taking the rest of the, I don't know, at least a day off, guaranteed. Because New Yorkers are tough, Jesse, but they are, like, you know, having some things happen there as of recent. And some, I just saw a recording of, I don't know if it was yesterday or a couple days ago, but there was like a huge explosion. But they found out that it was like underground. Sorry, this is the news here. Let me get this off. But the underground, you know, whenever there's like a little cover explosion, that's what happened the other day, because every day there was certain like carbon monoxide and something like lit up and it boom boom boom, right? So everybody was like scared and running in the streets, right? But they said not a big deal, it's a problem with the gas, we got to figure it out. And you know, there was that. Now there's this, people are searching for a gunman after multiple people were shot in the New York City subway system during the morning rush hour of this morning. According to sources, at least 60 people were injured. It's not clear how many of the injured were shot. I'm sure there's a video of this. It's a bad thing. The incident, reported before 8:30 a.m. local time, which they're 3 hours ahead of us, appears to have started on, or actually maybe that's 8:30 our time. Oh yeah, okay. No, that doesn't make sense because it's been going on for a while. Appears to have started on a northbound North Subway car in Brooklyn. The 36th Street subway station, Sunset Park, and the 25th Street station in Greenwood Heights were also impacted. Here's what I say. If you have friends in that area, go check in on them. Make sure that they're safe. I know I was thinking of somebody who actually is in the area. She lives in New Jersey. She's a good friend. She's been on the show in the past, Mabel Aragon. again, we hope that she's safe and good. But if you have friends in the New York area, check in on them throughout the day, okay? Just say, hey, I just want to make sure you're not, in that way. Because that is a scary situation, especially if you're in the area. A man who works in a bodega outside the subway said to ABC New York station WABC about 10 to 15 people ran to his store for safety. He said this, I didn't know what happened until they said there was a guy shooting. It was horrifying. People were just terrified. Let's see. According to this, he says, I saw 3 or 4 people with gunshot wounds to their legs. They just fell to the floor before the cops came. They just stayed here for a couple of minutes before the coast was clear. Everyone was terrified. I was terrified. The New York State Police Department said that there are no active explosive devices, but police said there was smoke on the North train prior to it pulling into the 36th Street station. A source told ABC News multiple smoke devices were likely used. Why that's happening, we don't know. We have some images here of the aftermath, evidently, of what happened, and it's one of those things where I don't know how to say this, Jesse, but it's not one of those things you want to have to experience. That's number one, and it's alarming when it happens. But this is the scene of the situation. Authorities are still searching for the suspect, who may have been wearing a reflective vest and a gas mask. Investigators believe that this was a coordinated attack, but a motive remains unclear, according to a situation report issued to law enforcement and obtained by ABC News. Police have a description of the suspect. According to the report, schools in the area are on shelter-in-place protocols. According to officials, students are being kept inside, but the school day is going on as normal. Conrad Adderer told ABC News Live he was heading toward the subway station about 8:30 a.m., his time, when he saw a man bleeding from his legs. Yikes, right? He said this, it was kind of shocking, of course. I wanted to know more. I just figured I can't do much good here, and I'll just be in the way. The best thing for me to do is to leave immediately. At that point, he said, I saw police and emergency vehicles already flooding in, and if you look at the state, it's pretty massive. There's a lot of emergencies now, and this is the NYPD, the fire department, and everyone. I don't know if SWAT is on the scene. I would imagine, they're trying to find the guy. I don't know if he ditched this stuff. I don't know if he's, in that way getting away from people. I would hope that, somebody does something soon and reports on whatever they know. President Joe Biden, Attorney General Merrick Garland, and Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas had been briefed on the situation. The FBI is assisting the NYPD, and officials from the ATF are at the scene. So all hands are on deck on this one. New York Governor Kathy Hochul tweeted that she's been briefed on the incident. She said, first responders are on the scene, and we will work with MTA and NYPD to provide updates as the investigation continues. So this is a thing that you're going to hear about all day long. And unfortunately, we're going to hear some things there, because we know whatever happens in New York affects everyone in a way, because you go, what is happening there, right? Why is the situation getting worse there, right? And especially the last couple of days. And what is it that these guys have to gain, right? The last time I remember anybody wearing like a vest or anything on it, honestly, was Lethal Weapon. Do you remember that episode of Lethal Weapon with Mel Gibson?
I have not seen. No, you talk about a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't really remember it because they weren't really my favorite, but I do remember.
I'm not gonna lie, Jesse. I'm a huge Lethal Weapon fan, and I hate you for saying that, but that's okay. Whatever. Not my favorite. Whatever. You watch Halo, okay? You haven't even watched Halo. You're playing that game, and you haven't watched at least one episode of Halo. Seriously, people, you are missing out.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Jesse. Say what you're gonna say.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you're right. But him wearing a vest is actually very smart, because then he can just disappear with the rest of the help crew.
Yeah.
And the smoke is also a distraction. This way he can blend in amidst all the chaos.
Well, again, and what do you have to gain? Like, are you creating a diversion? Or are you? I guess my point is, what's in the head of this guy? Does that make sense?
No, exactly. It's like we don't know what his plan is. We're looking at just one small picture, but he could have a giant picture that we may not see, kind of like the Riddler in the Batman. So we don't know. I'm just thinking very, very.
Riddler would be smart though. Riddler wouldn't be dumb, right?
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, Riddler would do it smart.
Yeah, he would. But it's just, It just feels like everyone's just getting crazier nowadays.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe like from the movie Bane, right? Remember that with what was his name? He's a hunk to the ladies. What's his name? I cannot remember.
Christian Bale.
Huh?
Christian Bale.
Yeah, him too. But the one that plays Venom.
Tom Hardy.
Thank you, Tom Hardy. Right? He does Bane. Right? You don't even know that's him. But this is a scene here in New York. But I will say this: we don't have Batman on the scene. We have our law enforcement. Thank goodness. Sometimes they dress up in gear that looks like Batman-ish, right? But I guess my point is this: even Bane had like a situation, right? He was trying to cause a diversion for something else, right? You know, chaos in the Gotham City, right? So is that where they're going? I don't know. Some of these criminals are kind of just dumb, and I think that's like, did you have mommy issues? Do you have daddy issues? What is it about you that thinks you can shoot people and kill them and or go massive on the subway system? So I guarantee you right now, it is a situation in New York. A lot of people are feeling it. It is not a good situation. It's something that a lot of people are going to need to kind of heal from. New Yorkers are tough, though. They've been through the worst of it. But that's the situation as of right now. So you're going to see a lot of information coming from. But again, this is during, I would say after rush hour. Rush hour is like usually 6 to 8 a.m. But this is a problem. So check in on your loved ones. Make sure they're okay. Make sure they're safe. All right. We're going to take a quick little break. We have more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Join Yvette Walker every Tuesday at 4 o'clock p.m. on KMET ABC News Radio, 1490 AM, FM 98.1, and Internet KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show is dedicated to highlighting successful businesses and the individuals behind them. Yvette interviews the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 4 o'clock p.m.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Again, top of the hour is ABC News. Make sure to follow us, ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. You can take us with you. All you have to do is download the app. We have other great programming as well throughout the day. And if you're going to download anything, just download it on your iPhone and or your Android. It's available on all platforms. Or you could stream it live. Just type in KMET 1490 AM or KMET1490am.com, and you can check out all the great programming as well as all the great shows, all the top shows here as well. Jesse, what's going on over there?
Yeah, I heard about this woman who... okay, so... You know those machines where you put money in and you get those scratch lottery tickets?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I play those not quite often, but I'll do a couple of dollars here, a couple of dollars there. This woman, she put $40 in to, use it like she usually does. Someone rudely bumped into her, and she accidentally pushed the $30 option to get one of those $30 tickets. So, like, for me, I'd be like, oh, dang it. Because, I guess she wanted to play a bunch of those little smaller games. So she goes to her car. She's mad at that point because, she spent more than half of her money on that scratch ticket. So she goes, she scratches it, and she finds out that she wins the top prize. She won $10 million.
Oh my goodness.
Right? From something so minuscule like an accident, this amazing thing happened to her. So, yeah, I'm astonished by her and the fact that she's gonna I think she mentioned in the article that she was gonna do start a nonprofit organization, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even aware that there was a $30 option on those machines.
Well, that is a lot of money for one ticket, right? But I say this, I guess I'd be like, thank you for bumping into me, right? That is the best bump ever, right?
I'd be like, do you want me to buy you a steak dinner or something?
I know. I think it's funny. I think it's one of those things where you're like, you know what? Hey, you know, sometimes people feel it. Sometimes people go, is this my day? Is this the time it's going to happen? I can see her getting upset and then seeing it and going, huh? And then being like in shock for a good, like, I don't know how long, maybe a good hour and a half or so. I don't really know. And then going like, is this real? Is this going to be real? Am I going to be able to turn it in? And then like win a lot. So the fact that she won, I say, yay, good for her. Because at this time of the end that we're in right now, it's like, have it, man. Because everybody's fighting just to stay alive. So I say, just have fun while you have it. Right, Jesse?
Right? I mean, yeah, just have fun with it. Accidents happen. Bad things might happen. But just remember, you're alive.
Yeah. Yeah, you're alive. Exactly. Spend it well. All right, people, we are out of time here on the show. Make it a good day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well. And don't forget to download our app. We got great programming here at ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Bye, everyone.